Hola, buenos días y bienvenidos al último evento de Investor Matching de este año, de esta temporada con Buying Platform. Como siempre, voy a explicar un poco lo que es Buying Platform. Buying Platform es un programa de aceleración que conecta corporates buscando innovación de startups con las startups que proporcionan estas soluciones. Es muy interesante porque son pilotos además pagados, por lo cual pues proporcionan una validación comercial y tecnológica a la startup y además pues un acceso, digamos, a clientes para esa startup a futuro. Y claramente es muy interesante para las corporates porque, bueno, si las soluciones que contratan con estos pilotos funcionan, pues aumentan, digamos, sus procesos, ¿no? Entonces, si eres corporate y no conoces Bind, pues te sugiero que te pongas en contacto con el equipo para ver si hay forma de apuntarte para el año que viene. Y startups que pueden tener interés en esta validación comercial y tecnológica a través de pilotos con startups, pues que lo hagan que se vayan apuntando. Creo que abre en septiembre el tema. Y acabo de darme cuenta que lo he hecho en español y lo debería hacer en inglés. Así que, jump to English. Great apologies for that mistake. This is the problem of speaking more than one language in your day-to-day. So hopefully most people that are connected probably speaking Spanish anyway, so hopefully you've just understood what I said. If not, very, very quickly, Bind is an acceleration program that connects startups with innovative solutions with corporates that take advantage of those innovative solutions to run paid pilots. So what we've been doing with the investor matching sessions is connecting investors that invest in Industry 4.0, in health tech, in deep tech, startups generally, with 5 or 6. Today we have 6 of the startups that are involved in this year's Buying platform. Just one last little comment in terms of Buying is that the presentation of all the pilots, or a large proportion of the pilots that have been happening this year, is happening in San Sebastian on the 3rd of July. So if you were to be able to be in San Sebastian on the 3rd of July and would be interested in learning more about how this works, either as a corporate or as a startup, then it might well be worthwhile signing up to do so. So without more ado, I'll bring on Álvaro. We have Álvaro and Tomás with us today, but I can only see Álvaro connected for the moment. So I'll bring on Álvaro. And Álvaro, it's the floor is all yours to present yourself and Telefónica Ventures, and then I'll bring on Tomás, who will probably connect while you're doing so.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Tom.
In English.
Yeah. I was when I was hearing you, I was thinking this is gonna be much easier for me in Spanish, but well, no problem. Thank you very much for the invitation and for being here. It's a pleasure. Yes, like Tom said, I'm working in Wayra Ventures. This is Telefónica's open innovation arm. Telefónica was founded in 2011 with the goal of connecting startups with the Telefónica's business. And over the years, we have evolved from being just an accelerator to more a mature and structured platform combining investment, co-creation, and commercial partnerships. Today, we have changed a little bit our business lines. We have now 3 different ways to relate with the ecosystem, and first of them is the innovation services. There we try to help other companies, other corporates to have this kind of services without the need to have their own knowledge about it. And also we try to have good connections with other telcos. So we have an initiative, for example, that is called Alliance, where we try to make investments and bring to our sessions companies that can fit well with the telco industry. And another business line would be Guaira Capital. There in Guaira Capital is our general partner structure. So it's where we are looking for funds from other companies that want to externalize completely their innovation through the investment services. And also there we control and manage all our investments in funds, because we also invest in funds around the globe. And last, we are also direct investors. We have 3 teams of investors in Spain, Brazil, and globally. In my case, I'm in the global team, and our average ticket is around 1 million, but we do investments from seed phase up to growth phases. Our typical sweet spot is Series A, and we always try to find a good fit between the company and Telefónica. For us, is something strategic. So we can say that we are strategic investors, and we always try to push forward the startup to make them grow and having a win-win situation for Telefónica and for the startup. I have to say that we have invested in more than 1,000 startups since our first year, and now we have an active portfolio of more than 450, around that. And well, we are more than happy to talk with all of you if it's a good fit for Telefónica.
You must have a really good portfolio management software, because 450 portfolio companies, active portfolio companies, is a lot.
Actually, I'm the software of the portfolio.
Yeah. You obviously do a very good job, because that's not easy at all. So thank you for that, Álvaro. Tomás, your turn. You've got the floor's yours to describe yourself and Indico.
Okay. First and foremost, thank you, Tom, and thank you also, Álvaro. So my name is Tomás. I have a background in business and technology as well. Studied in Portugal, as well as the Technical University of Munich, where afterwards I worked 2 years for a medical technology VC called 415 Capital, and then I worked for a private equity firm called BBA Capital Partners. And after this stint in Germany, I came back to Portugal to work for Indico Capital. Indico Capital is a Portuguese fund, Lisbon-based fund, that invests in Portugal, Italy, Spain, and diasporas. Indico Capital Partners has made 51 investments. We are 15 team members, and our portfolio companies have raised more than $2 billion. And we, as a firm, we invest in from seed to Series B, Series C stages. So relatively stage agnostic, and we invest in AI, space tech, fintech, consumer tech, marketplaces. So quite a big quite a broad range of verticals, as well as in stage. Our team has been involved in some shape or form in the making of 6 unicorns. Our founder, Cristina Fonseca, founded Talkdesk, which is a decacorn. From previous track records, Stefan Moraes and Ricardo Turgal, also founders from Indico, have invested in Farfetch and Fiva. And in our first fund, 3 companies reached unicorn status. They are in our portfolio of Indico: Anchorage Digital, Remote, and Tier, that was subsequently merged with Dot. We have 225 million euros in assets under management. We across 5 funds. We had Indico VC Fund 1 from 2018, beg your pardon. We also did a pre-seed fund. We did an opportunity fund to continue to do follow-up investments on companies from our first fund, Indico VC Fund 1. And we have 2 funds currently deploying capital. The Blue Fund, which is a fund that solely invests in ocean-related ventures, blue economy ventures, aquaculture, which is something that is very important for Portugal, since we since the dawn of time. Yeah. And we have also the Indico VC Fund 2. It's the fifth fund, but it's called Indico VC Fund 2. And it is a 100 million euro fund. It has deployed more than 20 million euros, has made 6 investments so far in companies in gaming, in AI, in prop tech. And it has been a very, very, very exciting year for Indico. And I think in terms of Indico Capital, this is the ethos, the thesis of our fund. Also, in terms of ticket sizes, we can go up to, go from 250k, 500,000 up to 10 million. The sweet spot is a Series A, 3 million euro ticket. That's what I would say is our sweet spot. And this is, I reckon I covered all the important matters.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Thomas. I hope that you'll both enjoy the startups today. I'm going to be quite strict on the timing because we've got 6 of them, whereas we normally have 5. And just one thing for the audience is somebody just put a comment with a spaceship, but one thing for the audience is if you do want to ask questions to the startups, feel free to do so, and I'll put them on screen and make sure that they get answered, trying to fit within that time limit that we have. So without more ado, I will bring on Carlos from FuVeX.
Hey, how are
Carlos, you? Hi, it's all yours. You've got 3 minutes for the pitch. When you see me back on the screen, it's because your time's almost up, okay?
Okay, perfect. So hi, everyone. Thank you. We are FuVeX, and so whenever someone makes a mistake, usually it's not a lack of capability. It's a lack of data. Whenever you make a mistake, usually you think, if only I knew. That's exactly what happens when you lack data. And that's exactly what happens with artificial intelligence. If you don't have the correct data, artificial intelligence is not going to be able to take intelligent decisions. So that is what we are trying to change in different areas where AI is going to change everything. In power and inspection, in agriculture, in defense, in emergency, in a market of 16 billion yearly in the EU. What we do in FuVeX, we have developed an ecosystem of drones, of long-range drones, to acquire high-resolution data with up to 1,000 more time resolution than satellites. And we have started with power lines inspection. That in that business model is inspection as a service. We have inspected over 20,000 kilometers of power lines. We are negotiating a contract with Naturgy Panama. So we are not only in Spain, we are also scaling up. And we have signed the biggest drone commercial contract in Spain for UFD Naturgy. We are already working with Iberdrola, with Endesa, with some of the biggest energy companies in Europe. But we are also working in different markets that we are scaling up in gas pipelines that we are working with Nexia, part of the Naturgy Energy Group, and also in agriculture that we are piloting a project with the biggest freezer in Europe of vegetables, Congelados Navarra. So last year we already built 1 million euros in sales, and right now we have already built almost 1 million, so that's our growth. And in the next 7 years, our goal is to achieve 100 million euros in sales per year. In terms of the defensibility of the business, this is a highly regulated sector. It took us 4 years to achieve the first authorization to fly beyond visual line of sight in power line inspection. There is over 1,000 pages of evolving regulation that changed a lot. And we have eight patents over the software and hardware, and the assets needed to play in this market we have is 6 million and 2 million in equipment. So that being said, we are changing the world. We have been already here since 12 years, 40 members. We have achieved 8 million euros in funding, only 100K in equity, and we have achieved over 30 R&D projects. So we are raising 2 million euros because when you have the correct data, you can change the world. Thank you.
Brilliant. Perfectly timed, Carlos. And I'll leave you for the Q&A. And again, when you see me back on screen, it's time to finish up.
Perfect.
Álvaro, Tomás, it's all yours.
Alvaro, I think you're mute.
Yeah, Álvaro, you're muted.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carlos, for your pitch. It's quite interesting. Actually, I'm aware of Telefónica is doing similar things to control the telecom network, and I don't know if you have talked already with someone related with this or not in
No.
Telefónica.
No, not yet. We have spoken with Marta Navalon in Guaira, but not in the times, not in the side of business. Right now, we have been focused with UFD, that is the Fenosa. If you know, because they are using helicopters. In your case, I think you are not using things as expensive as helicopters, so the pain they are suffering is much worse than yours. But we are scaling. Just to give you an idea. So in January, we were only working with Naturgy because we were working a lot to develop the project. But right now we are with 5 clients, with Endesa, with Iberdrola, with Naturgy Renewables. So we are looking for new clients. And if you have any idea,
okay,
reach me out after.
No, I think the contact that you have is the correct, because your company is Spanish and she's is part of the Spanish team. Just one more question.
Sure.
Regarding about the 2 millions, which is the focus of the 2 millions?
Yeah, sure. So the first part is scaling up in terms of other verticals. Telecom is one, but mostly we are focused in gas pipelines and agriculture, since they are the biggest ones. Other is to scale internationally. I spoke about Naturgy Panama, and as you know, all these big corporations, in your case, you have different subsidiaries. So we are going to take advantage of the work of the subsidiaries. So with the companies we are working, Naturgy is one of them, Iberdrola, Enel, to scale up the business. And on the other side is to lower the operational cost of the operation. So that would be R&D, commercial, a mix of them. And we have presented 5 million euros in R&D projects. So to support the growth of the technology, because in the next couple of years, so just to give you an idea, we are inspecting 50 kilometers of power lines today, more or less, and in the next 2 years, our aim is to inspect 200 kilometers of infrastructure per day, per aircraft. So that is the difference that we want to achieve with R&D.
Okay.
And if I sorry Thomas, one last thing. Our goal is like to be in one place and to inspect all the infrastructure in their area. So in that sites in that way we generate a network effect, because if we inspect the telecom communication, the power lines, the gas pipelines, and the agriculture, we fly once, we incur in cost once, and we get paid 4 times. Let's say very.
Okay.
Sorry, Tomas.
No. I think I mean you pretty much covered the questions. I would have a curiosity.
Yeah, sure.
To the inception of the firm and the early stages and a little bit of your background.
Yeah, well, that was tough. We have been like 10 years working just to go into the market. This is a highly regulated sector, so it's not easy at all. And so we are started at university, at the Technical University of Madrid and Navarra. We were participating in projects in the US for the international competition, the biggest competition in autonomous submarines and autonomous drones, both in the US. And we wanted to start something to change everything. And that's what we have been doing for in aerial sector. We are based in a small city in Tudela, in Navarra. And the goal for us is to demonstrate that this can be done in Europe. That in 10 years, a company in the US that want to do something with drones, they think that they are going to be the American FuVeX. That is ambitious, but hey, we want to dream.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that, Carlos. Well, I'll pass on to Jorge from Greemko. Jorge, you need to share your screen. Just as a reminder for the rest of you, if you could start sharing your screens before you come on. So when the previous one's doing Q&A, that would be great. And you've also got to start your camera. So
sorry.
No worries. And if you could start sharing your screen.
Sorry, I thought I was at 12:30.
Okay. Well, you know, that's why I said we jump to be a little bit aware, because we jump.
Yeah,
I
sure.
did send you an email earlier. Perfect.
Can you see my screen already? Yes.
We can see your screen. It's not full screen, the presentation. Yep. Now it is.
Now
Okay,
right?
Brilliant. Jorge,
right.
All yours. I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Perfect. All right. Thank you very much, Tom. I'm Jorge Portillo, CEO and co-founder of Greemko. We facilitate customers on their way, on their path towards sustainability and decarbonization. Nowadays, sustainability department of corporations looks like accounting departments 30 years ago, where they do everything manually and no traceability, and the data is no than reports. Why we create Greemko in order to facilitate customers all these tasks, reducing from 50 to 80% of the time that they use in order to do all this. You just have to upload all the evidence, and our algorithm will detect automatically all the data requested for environmental management report and carbon footprint calculation. It's a verified software. We facilitate the calculation for those companies that are doing it already, and for those that want to do it faster, we reduce errors, and we have complete traceability for third parties verification. Our solution allows customers to do this calculation and environmental management. Also, it facilitates companies to do the reduction and mitigation plans, and also to do all these reports in order to comply with the regulation, which is obligatory for large corporations to calculate their carbon footprint, to elaborate reduction plans, and publish the results. So that's why, thanks to our software, they will be able to comply, but also focus for public administration. But there is much more than this. It's not only about that. It's about being ratified as a supplier, be more competitive in tenders, access to green finance, and position your brand in the market. More than 100 clients trust in Greemko. I would like to highlight that we work with investor managers, Suma Capital and Sherpa Capital, and many other brands, as you can see, in 12 different sectors that are spread out of more than 40 countries, where we go with our customers wherever they have facilities. So think about how you want to go to move forward with it, either manually or with a full team. We are a bootstrap company from the 3 co-founders that you see in the screen with more than 20 years of experience. Thank you very much for your time and interest.
Perfectly timed. Thank you very much, Jorge. Well, again, I'll leave it to you
Thank you,
guys,
Tom.
and I'll be back in 6 minutes.
Okay. If you want to start, Thomas, it's okay. If not, I can go ahead.
No, please do, Álvaro.
Okay. Jorge, are you raising any money, or do you have open
Well,
a round?
actually, no, we don't have an open round at the moment. We are getting to know different investors we didn't raise funding now. Last year we surpassed 1 million euro revenue. The market is popping with this royalty grid. So we are getting to know investors in order to see how we match.
Okay. And you are targeting big corporates because they are regulated, no? I assume that this is something that is good for companies that is in Europe. And how are you seeing the market? Because maybe other geographies are behind, and it's a bit complex for handling from your side.
Mhm. Exactly. At the moment, we are focusing in the Spanish market. In order to internationalize ourselves, we will have to raise funds. We are aware of that. And what I would like to say is that we are chasing elephants and ants. Okay, the elephants are the large corporations. The 3 co-founders we come from large corporations. We are used to work with large corporation, a lot of decision makers on the way. So that's where we feel comfortable. And when I mention ants, it's supply chains of large corporations. I mention clients because, for example, we collaborate with BBVA. Actually, we just been ratified as a supplier with Govertis, a Telefónica tech company, in order for your clients. So those are SMEs. So that's I think where we feel comfortable. Elephants and ants.
Okay, thank you.
Jorge, thank you so much for the presentation. What I would ask, and I could tell by your experience and the team's experience, you're coming from the space, you understand the needs of elephants and ants. But having this mandatory mandate, how do you see yourself in terms of competition? I assume that given the mandatory nature of this, it creates some sort of more competition. No?
Yes, of course. Regarding the competition landscape, our main competitors, mainly to take away ants, it's quite easy. It's consultancy, local companies. Okay, we want to approach them through sales channels, large corporations that bring us a lot of potential customers. Regarding the elephants, our competitors are either SIP, IBM, Salesforce, and so on, which you can imagine the license fee of these corporations that are very large. Okay, and second, I think there are competitors in the landscape that are now focusing a lot in the mid market, because in the mid market you have potential customers that they need solutions that are have more functionalities, CSDR reports. They have many different ESG, non-financial, and so on. So with one solution, you can approach this mid-market, okay? But I don't think that with this, in order to focus on elephants, you need a niche solution for each need. So they will need a niche solution for carbon footprint. They will need a niche solution, a specific solution for CSRD report, and so on. So that's why I think that we have this potential in the market.
Appreciate you.
But it's
Brilliant.
moving
Well,
fast.
Brilliant.
It's a
If there
market
aren't
that
any more
is very hot.
questions, Jorge, thank you very much for your time, and I'll bring on
Thank you, Tom.
Bhishma, who for Clever Social Devices. And Bhishma, if you could, there you go, brilliant, thank you. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here presenting Clever Solar Devices. We digitalize the process of operation and maintenance on photovoltaic industry, recovering 15% energy production and reducing maintenance cost 70%. Today, operational processes are highly manual. This is the reason why it is performed once or twice per year, independently on the size of the installation, very big like utility installations, or very small but geographically spread like residential ones. All of them are maintained by hand. So at the end, there are some technicians that goes to the installation and do manual troubleshooting. We digitalize this process, apply artificial intelligence, apply the last technology just to automatize all this repeatable process to have updated in real time all the information, bringing us the opportunity to have a very accurate diagnosis, a process, all the information applying artificial intelligence to have digital twin and advance to the future, and giving all the information just to have, well, at the end, better business decisions, because you are handling all the information in advance, and you are able to manage the teams, the resources in a better way, more accurate, going to the pain point. The market is growing 21% over the last years. It will be maintaining year over year 20% in the following years, because the utility market is the big part of the pie. We are focused specifically on utility companies like Repsol, Ferrovial, Enel, and these kind of companies, because the capability that we have to learn with them, the experience that they have, and the huge portfolio that give us the opportunity to jump internationally as well. And some of them are the ones that are testing Clever Solar Devices happily on big installations and providing us feedback. And well, some of them are converting the pilots in growing installations, and this is the effort where we are now. The main differentiation with Clever is the data, where we measure this information. Other companies are measuring summarized information about production that comes from the inverter, that summarize the information of the power source itself. We are measuring directly the power source. We are measuring at PV module level, and it brings us the opportunity to know exactly what, of course, is the production, but what is the energy available. We are not just taking some irradiance sensor and do some approaches. We are just measuring the reality, and this is what we provide us to know exactly what is happening today. In terms of numbers, we are speaking a return of investment of one power installation, photovoltaic power installation 1.1. And thanks to Clever, we can jump to 1.6. Our business model is software as a service. You pay by use. As bigger is the number of sensors, bigger, is your fee. And this is the team in Clever. We are looking to grow. We are, a very interesting grant that is giving us a big capability in the following months to grow. And we have an open round. Well, we should update this because with this grant, change a little bit the strategy, speeding up everything. We are very happy being a positive and significant impact, and this is what we call photovoltaics 4.0. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Bhishma. So we jump onto questions. Álvaro, to make it easy for you, you go first, then, and then Tomás, and then I don't have to leave you to sort it out between.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the pitch. I was thinking that you are in the pre-revenue phase, right?
No, we are on revenue phase. So all the pilots are paid, and we have some customers that now are paying by this for the service.
Okay. So you are having a pricing model that is hybrid. You have a hardware and SaaS model, or
we have one hardware, yes, but thanks to have agreements with important banks, we are providing the service like pure software as a service. The bank is providing the leasing part, relaxing the stress in our our cash, and this is how we handle the business pure software as a service. So we are not applying fixed cost by the sensor and after that by the service. So everything is compact on a software as a service business model.
Okay, so the client is paying a monthly.
The truth is that most of them, so the answer is yes, most of them prefer to pay on yearly base because the different accounts. So.
And can you go deeper in the ROI that you saw for a client in terms of what is the time that they need to recover the investment in using your technology, and even if they foster the recovery of the first investment in the solar panels?
You can find all the detail of the figures in our webpage. In the middle is Clever by the Numbers, where you compare the conventional numbers, is the human resources cost, the troubleshooting cost, the flying drones cost, and the energy lost, and all the cost associated to these conventional processes. And you have the cost of digitalize the process, the monthly fee, the energy that is consuming the devices itself is very, very small, but to be full honest, we are including on this comparison, and this is how is compared the reality of the conventional procedures and the 70% of cost reduction that we are proposing. By the way, it was a document developed by our first pilot with Repsol, and we are happily now in speaking with Repsol Foundation, being in the second round, looking for being finalists.
Okay. I'll take a look in your webpage. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions.
Bhishma, so you received this grant and that changed the round strategy. Could you share more information on
we received 1.2 million of financing round, not dilutive, is a pure grant. So we changed a little bit the picture.
Okay. Just in terms of also the implementation of your solution.
We are for full, in terms of business or technical, do you mean?
Technical.
Well, technical is plug and play. So the device is easier to be just connecting cables. It matches, this is the position. If it doesn't match, this is not the position. We typically send the devices to the installation itself. So the technicians that are working there are able to install the devices by themselves, and they don't require civil works or something like that. It's pure wireless, so they create their own network to send the information to one hotspot, one Wi-Fi hotspot. That, by the way, must to be there because the European law is mandatory to have fiber optics on this kind of installation. So and it's a good question because we are in conversations as well with Solar 360. This is one partner of Movistar and Repsol, and it could be an interesting match because these kind of residential customers are digital ones as well. So it could be interesting as well.
Thank you, Bhishma.
Thank you for your question.
Brilliant. Okay, if there's any more questions, fire away. And if not, I will bring on Gorka from Lowerton. Thank you very much, Bhishma. And Gorka, thank you for sharing your screen before you come on. And here you go. It's just not full screen.
Let me do that now. Okay, here you are. So brilliant. Thank you very much, guys.
All yours.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So let me tell you that my father was an engineer in an automotive factory. And in that factory, when they install a machine, it used to run for 20 years. So today, does no longer work like this. Everything moves much faster. So every few months, new technologies emerge that transforms how companies produce, serve customers, and design products. AI, new materials, new business models, everything is changing very, very, very fast. So companies can no longer afford to innovate how they innovate like they did even 5 years ago. So, the speed of innovation implementation determines competitiveness and sustainability. So now we work with some of the largest companies in Spain, helping them to achieve in hours what they used to take months, and working with external consultants. So let me show you what we do. We create an innovation manager system. It's a kind of innovation as a service platform where with 3 layers. One is methodology, the second layer is the platform, is a SaaS, and the third layer is they are AI agents, is the knowledge. Lowerton is a kind of an ERP, is fully dedicated end-to-end innovation management. Our AI agents allow companies to accelerate and scale innovation process that include idea management, data-driven project prioritization, technology trends analysis, solution and vendor scouting engine, and a full project monitoring dashboards. So with everything, they can't work by their own without consultant agencies, and they can work and can innovate faster and at the scale. We start with the first customer last March, and we have already reached the 235,000 euros in ARR. We are profitable, but we see that there is a big opportunity out there in the market. So that's why we are looking for 1 million, because we already are closing a deal in Germany with a German bank, and we see the opportunity there. So that's why we want to grow faster. So thank you very much. Ready for your questions.
Brilliant. Thank you, Gorka. Well, guys, it's all yours.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gorka. I was thinking that maybe you have some competitors like Jira, Trello, and some others. No,
we are not a project management platform. We are like, imagine that you put a consultant person in just close to every manager in the company, and they can work together. This AI and design is a consultant expert in the field that they do, and they can find the point where they can improve, where they can maybe they need to do something better, faster, cheaper, with new compliance requirements, everything. And the innovation department can collect all the information in the same place, and later they can find the best technology, the providers, everything in that process of from the analyzing how to be a better company to finding the vendors and the solutions on the market. And also, we have a part of the project that they can monitor. They can monitorize all the projects that they are running, the innovation projects, in the same with the same dashboard. But that's just a part of the project. We integrate with Jira, Asana, or this project management, integrating that, because these projects are this project management platform. They are run by the department that they run the pilots, the POCs. but the innovation department, they have a unified dashboard for understanding how it's running the innovation of the company.
Okay. So, and how is your typical customer? Do you find when you reach a customer, they are using other tool for doing the same, or they are?
No, this is we see an blue ocean, because there are another platform that they do things that in verticals, because we run end-to-end process, all the process that they do. So we are an ERP for innovation department. So we see that there are another platform for scouting, other platforms for idea management, but these competitors, they do only one part of the process. We do everything because we are AI native, and we can integrate solutions very fast, and solutions with this idea of AI agents and in all the process of in all the parts of the process. So our clients are big companies, have the innovation departments of these companies, but now we are starting working with procurement departments, the sustainability departments, that they need to improve the process that they do, and our platform also is helpful for these departments. But we are now starting with these other departments, because we are just 4 months on the market. We went just 4 months ago to market, so we are at the beginning of the process.
Okay.
Thank you, Gorka. I was also going to ask surrounding the ICP, but I think now your answer cleared that question that I had. Just on the round, are you raising? What are the terms?
Well, we are looking for 1 million. We have an agreement with a 5 million cap. We close a deal with ABC, and we just start a few weeks ago talking to investors. So we know that we are very early, but we are doing very fast, because just in 4 months, 4,035K in ARR. I think that our tickets are big, but what we see is there's a larger blue ocean on the mid-market, because these medium companies, they don't used to work with consultant agencies, because they don't have money or they don't have time, and they have the same needs that the big companies. So that's why we're looking for money, because this mid-market, we are going to do via a more marketing strategies, not only sales lead. Also, Álvaro, we are talking to Inés from Guaira, because they can use our technology for manage more projects at the same time, and helping there with the superpower of the AI. So we start a POC with you guys, with Guaira, in the next weeks. Also, last week I talked to Deloitte. Also, they are looking for platforms for running more projects at the same time. So we see that it's more than innovation management system. It's also how we found a way to do consultancy through a SaaS using AI. So it's disrupting not only in innovation departments, but also the consultancy industry by itself.
Thank you, Gorka.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Gorka. Daniel, I'm going to bring you on screen. If you could start sharing. And
sharing, can you see the presentation?
No, your screen's not shared at the moment.
Okay, hang on a sec, because I anticipated here. Present, here we go. Okay. All right, let me do full screen. You see it now?
Yeah, just not full screen yet.
Now it is, right?
No. I mean, you can read it, so it's not a problem. But yeah, it's not full screen.
I hit the full screen, so okay. Well,
go with it as it is. Good luck. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Oh, now it's gone.
Yeah, I hit it again, so I could share it from the beginning. Here we go. Okay. screen. Here we go. Hopefully, here, full screen.
And it's full screen. Perfect. Okay, I'll be back in 3 minutes. Good luck.
All right. Thank you both for listening to our proposal today, and thank you to the buying team. Our company name is SIAPS, Visual Inspection Systems, and this is our mission statement. Basically, we want to change how things are being done as far as inspection in many different industries, and we envision a defect-free product production in industrial environments. So we do that at the same time as reducing carbon footprint for our clients. So what is it that we do, that we offer our clients? We address challenges of quality control in production environments. And we do this using AI with artificial vision for automated detection, not just defects and processes as well. So basically to our clients, we guarantee a return of investment in less than 2 years, more often than not within months, actually, less than a year in some cases. So basically we help them increase productivity, product quality, and obviously avoid customer claims, overall raising the brand quality perception in the market. So what are the strengths and advantages that SIAP has as a company and the products is we basically give cameras intelligence to make decisions and anticipate problems. As of today, we're doing this in industrial production environment. So by detecting superficial defects for metal, plastics, polymers, parts, we do this at very high speed, fraction of a second. We have today some actual production installs that are looking at 4 items per second, very small ones. And we do inspect metal parts. This is our star product using thermal cameras and induction fields. Basically, some of the defects, micro cracks in metals cannot be perceived visually by the human eye. So we use thermal cameras with a platform we've developed. So overall, we monitor processes and detect any kind of situation. And of course, all this gets recorded so you can trace it at any time. So why choosing SIAPS instead of our competitors? Well, basically, most of our competitors today are using third-party software that comes with cameras, or they don't have any control over it. Our solution is an in-house developed software detection, monitoring, and traceability solution. So we do have flexibility when clients need specific custom functions or adaptation, we can do that. We also offer a turnkey solution for all the different use cases. And this means that the automation required to present the items to be inspected, we can provide a solution for that. And we do these all in hostile environments, high temperature, noise, vibrations, and so on. We do very high speed production inspection. So now I wanted to basically give you a visual cue on what it is, what it looks like that I described to you. So at the top, you can see some examples of the technology in action. And at the bottom, you can see the software platform that we use. We have developed, like I said, it's our own. So overall, the market, when we look at the global market for artificial vision in general, this may not seem like a huge growth from 2023 to 2028, but we're talking 18,000 million euro basically. And within that, we've identified 2 different sectors we're working on: robotics welding, which requires inspection in real time, and automotive sector, which is obviously
Daniel, I'm gonna have to cut you off there. Sorry, we've gone over time. But
okay.
The rest of the presentation, I'm sure, will be asked in the questions in terms of growth and round.
Okay.
And all the rest
so yeah, that was pretty much
Álvaro,
it. From me and
thank you, Álvaro. If you'd like to get started.
Yes. I'm going to ask about the round that I almost see in the in the slide, so you can tell us.
Yeah, so basically the last 3 slides were showing what we require, which is 3.2 million. We were thinking of 3 tickets. And then I was showing how we're gonna use that money, basically each one of the different sides of the business, how the investment money was going to be used, and then finally, obviously, the return for that investment and the growth of the company over the next 5 years in terms of revenue we expected. So just to complement what I just said, basically product development takes a big chunk of it, basically because now we know, but because we're talking to clients, that there are many different aspects of inspection, what we call hyperspectral solutions, which is using non-standard cameras, non-human eye, visible monitoring and inspection. So basically thermal cameras, which is something we have today, we're selling today, is one good example. We like to expand that to ultrasound, all kinds of different sensors. So.
Okay, thank you.
For me, in terms of growth, in which stage are you? Are you pre-revenue? Do you have already revenue?
Well, we do, but we're basically not even a year-old company in activity. We're very young yet, but we do have right now, thanks to the buying program. Actually, we connected to 11 companies. We had 11 queries, out of which several we're working on. We're presenting 2 of them for the demo day, and yeah, we do have billing. We have a couple of orders right now. We're working on real installation. So
okay. Appreciate you, Daniel.
So we're waiting for Unai from Inspectrail, who's last but certainly not least. So just while we're waiting for him to connect, Daniel, if you could just give us a little bit more information on the team, because as this comes through Tech Ventures, I think it's something that's a little unusual as a setup, and I think that might be interesting for people to learn about. And then if you could go into sort of the in terms of the traction, the ticket size, and the sales pipeline. So
okay.
It's a team, and then the sales pipeline and projected revenues.
Right, like Tom said, our background, we're a spin-off company from a research center. So basically, there is a lot of expertise behind Lowerton, is one of the research centers from the Basque Science Alliance network. And so we do have all that knowledge and background to start with, which makes a difference. So as far as the team, obviously, we have acquired some talent from the research center, which had the know-how to begin with. And then we have introduced some new players into our company for the commercial area and so on. If you like, I can go back to the slides, but basically the 3.2 million that we're asking is stated for a 3-year period investment. That is, we can now tackle, obviously, in the first year, managing all that investment. We're looking at about 800, 1.2, and finally the rest on the 3rd year. Meanwhile, obviously, we're doing sales. Like I said, we already have clients, but we do see that industries that are demanding new types of sensors to inspect and to be able to monitor their production, depending what industry you're talking about. And that requires development because it doesn't exist today. And like I said, one good example is thermal cameras with induction fields that allows us to see things that the human eye cannot. The non-destructive testing has always been a very important part of many industries. So.
Mm-hmm. And then if you could talk through the sales pipeline, yeah.
Right. So in terms of sales, we do see a ramp up for the next year, moderate. I think that, again, there's a lot of industries that are waiting for solutions that are non-existent today. So product development is key in this part of the plan. That's why I was saying that we do need a couple of years to ramp up to 6-7 million euro revenue down in 2028, 2030. But we do see, obviously, profitability even this year in our company. Of course, our running costs are fairly low this year. As we grow, we will maintain a positive result. And again, it's about solutions that don't exist today that we need to develop, and this is very important.
Okay, but you said that you had 11 leads through the Bind platform, of which you've converted 2. So you know, a more or less the 20% conversion rate. If you could just explain the ticket size and how you see those projects growing in terms of revenues.
Okay, we do have actually more than 2. We have 4 ongoing projects. It's just that we had to choose, and obviously the companies had to agree to take part of the demo day. But these 2 are representative actually of the versatility of the technology. And I think one represents high-speed inspection. This is with Bellota. They have production facilities in Mexico and here in other parts of the world. They're producing, we took one item, I mean, Bellota has 4,000 different products. We took the most popular one volume-wise, which is the files, the industrial files. They're producing about 65,000 per day. So we need to inspect small teeth in a file at a rate of 65,000 files per day. So that was a good example of super high speed and yet a low cost, low price item, but yet it is profitable for the company. The return of investment comes in the first year to invest in our solution because the cost in comparison is pretty low. And then the other project was Tubos Reunidos, which is on the other end of the spectrum, is a large company as well, but their products are big. The production rate is not as heavy as, and also they inspect not all the product they produce, but only those that are for mission critical, like oil industry, gas, and so on. Now they're using magnetic particle chemicals for the testing, which is to reveal the micro cracks in the metal tubes. And so this not only provides a way to do it faster and safer, but the carbon footprint producing all those chemicals, the residue is something they want to get away from. And at the same time, obviously this is faster, cleaner, and simpler for the operators to apply. So those 2 were good examples of very different industries, very different use cases, and yet the technology is able to cover their bases in both of them. So
brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Daniel. And go Álvaro. Yeah.
Yeah, just one quick one. Sorry, because with this new information, I would like to know which is the structure of your cap table regarding of the research center and so on. How much do you have of the company as managers?
Right. So in the slides, I was showing 2 specific industries that we've been focused on right now. One of them is automotive, and one of them was anything that includes robotic welding. And this ties to our background. So if we look at the market numbers and how much is being spent in implementing artificial vision for quality control and process monitoring, I was showing it, like I said, it seems like a small part because this is a 3% of the overall artificial vision market, and then within that, obviously, we have a market share.
But Daniel, sorry, you haven't answered the question. What is the question is how much is Bastak Ventures? How much of the cap table of the equity is the research center? How much of the equity is
right?
yours?
No, I was trying to get there. So the research center is majority, obviously, because they provided the know-how and the expertise in this industries, and this is why we're focused on that. Also, we were selected as the Bastak Ventures company. We were the first one, actually, in fact, of the program, and we were granted investment from Capital Riesgo for 250,000. The research center supplied in IP, licensing IP, actually, their share. They do have 41. The Capital Riesgo has 40%, and I myself have the rest of the shares.
Okay. Thank you, also Tom for clarifying my question.
Not at all. Okay, well, thank you very much, Daniel. With that, we'll let you go. And Unai, who caused me an amount of stress by not connecting, is now connected. So Unai, you're the last startup to present in the last event that we'll be doing for this platform, so make sure it's a good one. And I'll be back in 3 minutes' time. Oh, you're muted.
We can't hear you, Unai.
I can't unmute you. You've got to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Yes, thank you very much, Tom. Sorry. Hello, everyone. My name is Unai Alvarado, and I am the co-founder and CTO of Inspectrail, a spin-off company of SAPS Research Center. And as you see here, we help railway companies save lives and cut maintenance costs. We are focusing on the infrastructure maintenance domain. It is essential because we have to guarantee the operational efficiency and the safety of people. But there are problems. Railways in the spotlight these days in Spain for bad, because things happen, like trains derailing, stopping, a consequence of failures in the catenary, sometimes people dying. So there is plenty of problems because something happens with the infrastructure, and it's that we don't know how things are. Are there any solutions? Yes, there are a few solutions in the market right now. First are portable solutions. They require manual operation. Then we have very sophisticated trains, plenty of high-end inspection systems. Onboard systems are popping up now, but they are normally focused on a specific asset, for example, the truck. On the other hand, Inspectrail focuses on the whole infrastructure from a 360-degree perspective. We offer a modular solution, affordable solution, composed by a suite of monitoring devices. Our business model is double. First, product sales plus recurring revenue, and second, inspection as a service with a subscription fee. Our ticket size is typically from 20K to 100K per year for a 5-year contract. And we have different customer segments, from infrastructure managers to vehicle manufacturers, and our market is huge and it's growing year by year. This is our current pipeline. Our go-to-market strategy is based on the execution of proof of concepts, and we plan to capture 950K this year. We are about to close 2 deals right now with Cineox and Metro Bilbao for 120K. This is our team. Pablo, my co-founder and CEO, with a solid background managing international industrial teams. Myself have been working at Tate, leading the railway technology research area, and Jaione Alejandro also come from Tate, having contributed to the technology. Now, these are our projections. We plan to capture 95 million euros in the coming years, with a 30% EBITDA in the year +4. Now we are fundraising. We are looking for 1.2 million, mainly to continue developing the technology and our product portfolio, for the go-to-market strategy, and to develop a manufacturing and test bench. So far, we have 800,000 in this round. And why now is a good time, we think, to invest in Inspectrail, because there is a need, there is a huge need. The market is growing. I know that it's a complicated and unknown market, but there is a good opportunity to contribute to automated and digital railways. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Unai. Okay, so Tomás, Álvaro, all yours for the questions.
Yeah. Now, where are you focused to sell your solution in? Is Spain only your market, or you are looking for others?
We are actively working on the Spanish market, but in the meantime, some opportunities abroad are popping up. For example, we have made an offer to Mexico, another offer to Rotterdam city to monitor the critical communications, and now from year 2026, we are about to close a deal with SAID, is our technology partner, to enter the Europe's Rail Joint Undertaking. Is the biggest public-private joint undertaking that gathers the main railway stakeholders in Europe. And we are going to be there for the upcoming years from 2026 to 2030, more or less. And it will allow us to start mainly doing proof of concepts with the main infrastructure managers in Europe.
Mm-hmm. And in Spain, how do you perceive the budget for the management or for the maintenance of everything related with the trains? Because from my perspective, it's a lack of budget there, and I don't know how this can affect you in your growing.
It depends, Álvaro. I would say that there is budget, but sometimes there is inertia to change how things are performed. And most of the times there is for sure a big player who is Adif that has plenty of budgets. Others such as Metro Madrid also has a pretty high budget, but there are other actors that are unattended in the market right now, that are mainly small urban operators such as Metro Bilbao, Metro Sevilla, Tranvía de Zaragoza in Spain. Mm-hmm. They have a lower budget and they think that they cannot afford solutions like ours because the current practice in the market is plenty of very sophisticated and expensive solutions. So we think that we can serve this unattended sector that has smaller budget, but I think that is a good opportunity for us because now I am in Porto, and the Porto Metro is growing. There is plenty of renovations all across the city, and in Europe there are a lot of new metro and tram lines that require, I think, more affordable solutions like ours.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Unai. So you're in my country. You're in Porto. I'm in Lisbon.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for the pitch. Very interesting. As far as I'm concerned, you talked about the market, and also the budget was a very important question that I had in mind. What I would ask is, in terms of your focus in the next year, what's going to be your ICP? What's going to be your next milestone? I would ask.
Our main milestone is on the side of the. I can say we have two main milestones. On the side of the technology, for sure, we are building new features, new products to our 360-degree portfolio. But on the other hand, our biggest milestone is to penetrate the market and have references. We as I said before, we are about to close 3 important deals for us that validate 3 of the 4 customer segments. One of them is Cineox, which is a very important maintenance service provider here in Spain, but with a presence abroad in different countries in Europe. So we are about to close that deal. That these things take some time. Also with Metro Bilbao, we are about to close a service pilot to monitor the critical communications in the whole network, and also with ETS, which is the Basque infrastructure manager. that we are about to close the maintenance contract for our own system that is operating in its network since 2022. And these are very important milestones for us in terms of market, I would say.
Thank you, Unai.
Brilliant. Well, with that, we've finished. Unai, thank you very much for connecting up from your trip. And Álvaro, Tomás, thank you very much for joining us today, and everybody that's been connected. Well, thank you very much for watching this session, and if you watch the other ones, well, also. And hopefully we'll see you on the 3rd of July in San Sebastian for the demo day of the pilots that these startups have been doing with the corporate partners through Bind. So that's it for me.
It's a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tom, Álvaro, Tomás. Bye.